Hey, everybody, and welcome to an episode of Curiosities. And today we have Rebecca Williamson back for part two, right after the intro. And we're back. So, Rebecca, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Darren?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Just kind of getting over a cold a little bit here. So if I cough a little, that's the cold talking to you. Um, so Rebecca, what is it that you do and what do you run?
I'm Rebecca Williamson, and I am the owner of Cambria House and Farm. I run a haunted wedding venue.
Ooh, that sounds like a lot of fun.
It is.
And what did the bride and groom think of that?
It depends on the bride and groom. Some of the brides are and grooms are really, really into the ghost hunting, and they're excited to uh, look for ghosts during their wedding. So there's some of them that are really into it, and there's others that aren't into it and just pretend they're not there. The ghosts aren't there. And it's funny because sometimes, like, the bride will be into it and the husband won't.
That's funny. That's
And I've
funny.
had like somewhere like the bridal party is and the couple isn't. And yeah, it's different every time.
Oh, do the kids get involved in it too once like to come out like the all the people that come to the wedding?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Okay, that's cool. Um, so what all involves in the investigations and how many spirits are actually in the location itself?
So that's kind of tricky to say, because I'm not sure exactly how many. I know Eglantine is our most active spirit over at the farm. As she died in 1864 at the age of 9, and she's very active. She loves to interact with investigators. When we're doing an investigation, most of the responses we're getting are Eglantine. Um, Her nephew Lewis also died at the age of 9 around 1900. Lewis didn't live on the farm, but his parents lived just down the road, and it was his grandparents' house, of course. And Lewis is pretty active too. Lewis and Eglantine are kind of playmates. um, Not obviously they didn't know each other in life, but they are
Hmm.
definitely together in the afterlife. So
That's
those are
pretty
really
cool.
our two main ones. We also have Fritz. He ran the farm for a period of time. And he's the upstairs bedroom. Fritz is um, kind of a caretaker of the property and stuff. He just wants to make sure things are being run his way, his
Right,
way,
right.
the right way. Um, Fritz is kind of not as interactive unless something's going on that he doesn't like.
Mm,
Um,
I can see that.
and then my grandfather will pop in occasionally. Um, and he just likes to visit and talk to people.
Very cool. Very cool.
And every once in a blue moon, my grandmother shows up, and there's like another female presence that I haven't really narrowed down to exactly who it is. I think it's either Nettie or Hortense Cambry, but they're not getting enough interaction to kind of ask questions of that one.
Hmm.
Just you know confirming we were able to confirm it's a female spirit, but beyond that we don't get a lot of interaction from that one, so that's inside though.
Okay, okay. And you also have some Indian burial grounds too, right, on the property?
Yeah, so I have at least two Indian burial mounds on the property. So the outside is a lot of Native American activity and shadow figures and that sort of thing. So yeah, we
Awesome.
haven't got like names or anything out there yet, but
You'll get there. You'll get there.
yeah.
It's a lot of time left in life.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And you're also on the Mississippi River too, so I imagine all the energy coming off the river really sets into play too sometimes.
Yeah, so I think I think most activity at Cambria is actually fueled by the energy of the river. We're on a limestone bluff, and
Mhm.
there's a natural mineral spring on the property. And I think all of that stuff together is what really fuels our activity out there.
Wow. Yeah, that place does get energized. I mean, I've been out there, I believe, twice, I believe.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's an amazing place. So if you guys are looking for a location to go to, Canterbury House and Farm is the place to go to in Nauvoo, Illinois. And
Thanks.
definitely check it out. Definitely check it out. And if you want a haunted wedding, there you go.
If your perfect idea of a wedding is looking for ghosts after the ceremony, I can hook you up.
There you go. Have you ever had a Halloween wedding yet?
We've had a couple that not on Halloween, but close to Halloween. I had a couple last year that did a black wedding dress.
Ooh,
So yeah, it was, oh, the pictures are gorgeous. I love the black dress.
yeah. Was it an old timey dress or a kind of those modernized kind of
It
black
was a
dresses?
modern dress. She just went out and got this beautiful black lace dress, and it was, yeah.
Wow, interesting. So I'll kick off with one of the questions here I have. So when you do stuff around the location and stuff like that, the house, the barn, add a structure to the land, do you ask permission from the spirits to do so? And have they given you an okay to go with it, or they say, I'm not sure if I want to have that or
It depends on what I'm doing. Some of the things I'm just like, this is what's gonna happen.
not? I suppose.
You know, so yeah, like some things you just have to do, so like updating refrigerators when they break and that sort of stuff. So I upgraded the electrical and just kind of went through and said, hey, this is what's going to happen. I mean, this is why we're doing this. So some of that I just kind of like, okay, hey, this is what's going to go on, just so you know, this is
Right,
why.
right.
And then other things, yeah, then I will kind of ask, like, what do you guys think? And sometimes they'll get answer responses, sometimes not.
Hmm.
Usually, like those type of questions, I'll save for like when I'm going to be there during an investigation. If I know like some of my paranormal team friends are going to be there, and I'm going to hang out for a little bit, then I'll save those questions for then. So
Oh yeah. I mean, you got to add a little some excitement. I mean, you got to get the place restless going, and
yeah, typically we don't do big changes out there though. So
yeah.
yeah, so it's not usually too bad. I've got a big change coming up though. I'm really
Oh,
excited about, and I made sure to talk about it while I was out there at the farm today. So, I'm really excited.
is that gonna be an announcement later down the road?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
When it actually happens, you'll see. I'll make an announcement. I kind of don't want to.
Oh, keep the secrets. Keep the secrets.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep the secret on that one, because it's kind of one of those ones that's been in the works for a couple years. Um,
Oh, okay.
I was told the possibility of this happening a couple years ago, and so I was supposed to pick it up April 5th, and now they're telling me like April 24th ish. So I'm kind of like,
Sweet,
when it
sweet.
actually is there, then you'll know.
Awesome. I'm sure it'll charge up the location too.
Yeah, it will. I'm pretty sure it will. I'm obviously really excited about this,
Yeah.
but
Okay. So here is the next question on hand. Um, let's see. Okay. I think I already asked. Oh yeah. Okay. Have you ever gotten a like a thank you for when you've done things in the past, like a change or anything like that?
yeah, like again, I was there with a team who was investigated, and they asked that question, or if they liked what I was doing out there, and they said yes, that they appreciate what I'm doing. So yeah. Um, I think I think my most favorite appreciation though was I had some of the Cambry descendants out there last year for kind of a family reunion, and one of them said that the house now is the potential it had to be when the Cambry family lived there.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, because it when they had been out there, Robert Cambry, the last Cambry who lived in the house, he'd had Parkinson's and he wasn't in very good health. So like the backyard, they never mowed the backyard.
I can almost imagine.
And
Like, "Can you cut
yeah,
this road, please?"
yeah, they never mowed the backyard, and I mean, they just didn't have time or the ability to take care of it super well.
Right.
um so yeah, that was what they said that the farm now is the potential it had when they had seen it before.
Yeah,
So
and I suppose the machinery back in those days is well different that it really couldn't handle something like that.
Right, right. I mean, I got the big rider lawnmower now that just
Mhm.
kind of buzzes right through it. It takes an hour or two with the big one, a little push
Right.
mower. uh, one of the campers said that he had to push mow the front yard, and man,
I see what those ones look like too. I mean, they got the blades all sticking out there, and it's just on wheels.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
okay. So the next question here. So, where am I here on the list? Sorry. What's been your favorite investigation, or I should say, interaction you've gotten with the spirit?
Um, I think my favorite one is the one when I found out Lewis's name. Um, so the background on that, I had Kelly McCarville, a medium, walk through the property, and she told me that there was a little girl and a little boy. And I said, I understand the little girl. I know everything about her, but I don't know anything about a little boy. And I've got like this whole Cambry family genealogy of everybody who lived in the home, like all the Cambry descendants, not just the ones who lived there, but all of them. But anyway, and this basically went on for 2 years back and forth between me and Kelly about, if there was a boy in the house or not. And she was positive, and I was just equally as positive that I didn't have a Cambry descendant who died, a male Cambry descendant who died young.
Hmm.
And we were getting ready for a ghost tour, and had all the equipment laid out and ready to go, and I was kind of like refreshing myself on the Cambry family history, and I found the name and I got excited, and I said, my sister was there, and I'm like, I found him. I found him. I think I found him. That boy Kelly keeps talking about. I finally found him. And she's like, "Oh, what's his name?" And I'm like, "His name is Lewis." The minute I said Lewis, I mean, just like instantly, I had a piece of equipment on the table, the EMF ghost detector. You turn that thing on and it beeps,
Hmm.
does a little beep beep. That thing turned on by itself and then kept beeping. It beeped for a solid minute.
Oh, wow.
Like I said, the equipment doesn't even do that.
Right, right.
you
And
know,
most of
and
all their equipment has to be physically turned on.
Yeah, you have to actually push down on the thing to turn it on. It's not like, you accidentally, hold your hand too close to a turn on thing or it gets bumped. It's not easy to turn on. So the idea that that thing turned on by itself and then did that full minute of beeping, that
Yeah.
was confirmation that we got his name right. Pretty exciting, very exciting, especially right before we're starting ghost tours. So it's just like, wow.
Oh, I could just only imagine. Just kick things off, and
Yeah,
it's meant to be, and this is what you're supposed to be doing.
yeah, yeah.
So, absolutely. Okay. Oops. All right. Okay. Sorry, I got to read my questions, folks. So it's not easy. So here's the next question here. So, pretty much, what all makes this property so haunted that things start happening outside the property?
Um, so I mean, we already kind of talked a little bit about, the Mississippi River, the
Right.
limestone bluff, the mineral spring on there. It's a place that has just a ton of energy to it.
Mhm.
Um, and then, of course, the Indian mounds. My Indian mounds were dug up and desecrated in the 1820s. All the bones and artifacts were taken out and sold on the black market. Um,
Ooh,
I definitely think that leads to some activity.
mhm.
I had the local council come out and do a blessing ceremony, and um, I try to keep things quiet for there's definitely some activity that comes from that. Um, and then as far as the house itself, like I always tell people, I don't have axe murders out there. It's not like that kind of haunted.
Yeah,
It's
no Texas
more,
Chainsaw Massacres here.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm close enough to Villisca where I get the Villisca comparison, but I'm always like, yeah, I'm not axe murder haunted over here.
Right,
Um,
right.
it's a happy home, and they have chose not to leave.
Mhm.
Eglantine, we've talked about that during several investigations. Why are you here? This is my home.
Right,
Um, don't you want to leave? Go on. She says, no, this is my home. She's repeatedly stated that as her home. She's happy there. So yeah, it's just a happy home they chose not to leave. I think, like I said, I really think all the energy there at the location helps to fuel that activity.
uh-huh,
Um, you know, yeah, that's my theory on it. I mean, why? Not that anybody can actually prove why a location's haunted or not, but that's my theory.
right, right. Totally understand. Let's see here. Let's take a quick break here. I have to remove a cat, and I gotta get a blanket for my wife. So hang on, folks. Just give me a few seconds while I take a little short break.
I feel weird on here all by myself. Hi. Oh, there he is.
All right, and I'm back. Sorry, folks. I'm out of breath. I had to run upstairs and take a cat upstairs, and my wife was cold, so she needed a blanket. So happy wife, happy life, right?
Yep, for sure.
All right, so okay, here is. I think we went over this. No, that's not it. Okay, I just pardon me, because I think I. Oh, okay. I think this is the right one. Yeah, did we talk about this one yet?
I don't think so.
Okay,
I'll
I
talk
kind of
about it
lost.
again.
I kind of lost my questions here, folks. That's what happens. I got all these different titles in here, and I got them all mixed up. Here we go. That's the one I'm looking for. So, do you have a specific event of the year that you like to do, or is it just partial of the year, or
So typically my season at Cambry is from May through October. Um, just I have some crazy gravel roads to get out there that I don't think are very conductive to winter.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, May I start with the craft show on Memorial Day, and then October I wrap up with ghost tours, and that's usually the end of my season at Cambry. This year I'm doing some ghost tours in Nauvoo through the winter, so we'll see
Oh,
more
so
about
that's a
that
new
pretty
thing.
soon. But yeah, I've
So
got the Sisterhood of Magic, Misty and Ashley Connor are coming November 5th to
okay,
do a investigation at some of the locations in town in Nauvoo. And then I've got a location I think I'm getting for December with Chris Nielsen and Kelly McCarville. And then I think Short Bus is going to help me out with one in January. So
very cool, very
yeah,
cool.
do some winter investigations in
Yeah.
town on good roads.
Rebecca and friends on haunted locations.
Yeah, Nabu's got like some really old, really cool buildings, and
Mhm.
it's the off season for tourists in Nauvoo. So a lot of those buildings are basically the businesses close
Oh,
between October and April.
oh,
So
wow.
the businesses are totally closed and the buildings are just sitting there. And we kind of did a trial run of it last year. And yeah, I think we're ready to do some more this year. So yeah.
Wow, that's kinda unheard of that you, places that do that.
Yeah, I was, like I said, I kind of did a trial run last year in December to see if businesses would be interested in letting me do it. And
Mhm,
they were. And we had some pretty cool spots that I'm going to get back again. I believe January, I'm doing the spots that we did last year. But,
mhm.
well, yeah, I mean, some of them of some new businesses after I did it once, like some of the other businesses are like, "Oh yeah, you can use our location too." And I'm like, "Yay."
So they actually, are happy to announce that these places are haunted out in the public?
Yeah, I was surprised. So I am doing the Inn at Old Nauvoo.
Okay.
It's the hotel, big hotel on the edge of town. That had some crazy activity. That one we're doing in November. Then we're doing an old church in
Oh,
November.
sweet.
It's built in the 1800s, and I can't remember the exact date on that one, but um, built in the 1800s. It was bought privately 2 years ago, and there it's just basically an empty church now. So not an active church, it's a privately owned one. And so
Mhm.
yeah, that one. Then we're doing the Red Front. The Red Front was a bar for a long period of time, and it's a restaurant now.
That should be fun.
So yeah, so that one I'm excited to get into. That I've heard some cool stories about that place that gonna be fun. And then the last one that we got to do last year, and it was so cool. Tomb of Joseph.
Hmm,
So 2020, they discovered this vault underneath one of the businesses,
okay.
and they did an archaeological excavation, and found this big vault underground. It kind of goes underneath the highway. A lot of speculation on what it actually is, but they're calling it Joseph Smith's tomb. Um,
Hmm,
there's a
interesting.
documentary that they filmed about it, about finding it, why they think it's his tomb, and all this stuff. And they've opened it up as a museum. So anyway, yeah, they let us go down there and investigate it. And I don't know if you saw the TikTok where there's a well in the basement.
I don't think I have. I don't think I found you on TikTok just yet.
There's a well in this basement, and like it's like they've got a light shining over it to highlight this well, and you look down, and it's like, I mean, a well in the basement, and it's like clear water where you can just see all the way down. And
Right.
yeah, we got some really cool interactions in there. So that one's November 5th, when Misty and Ashley with the Sisterhood of Magic are coming. We're doing those locations Friday night, and then Saturday night will be the hotel. So
Okay. So that's their new name.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's 4 of them, and I'll apologize because I remember Pat, and there's one other girl, and I can't remember her name. I know Misty and Ashley Connor, the Connor sisters,
Right,
but
right.
yeah, they're bringing the whole sisterhood, so
Okay, that's cool. I
yeah.
learned something today, so
Yeah,
well, I learn something every day. I mean
right, yeah, so and then, like I said, I just kinda at the events at Cambry, I've got, my paranormal fair, it's kinda like a paranormal conference outside, and then we investigate that night, a lot of teams stay over for the investigation, it's a lot of fun, that's June 18th, I believe, summer solstice, summer
Yep,
solstice.
great time, it's a great time, folks.
Yeah, and, July 7th, Dallas and Holly, Appalachian Roots are coming to do an intuitive retreat. So I'm going to help them with this intuitive retreat, and that should be really cool. And
Oh,
then,
yeah. I think she was gonna teach you how to do stuff.
yeah, yeah, we're going to work on like learning how to do some intuitive stuff. It should be a lot of fun. I mean,
Mhm.
just hanging out together, and then, yeah, we're doing some guided meditations to kind of help work on your intuitive gifts. Yeah, and readings and fun. It'll be a fun weekend.
So, do you, I remember in the past you were saying that you were doing, aura readings. Do you still do that?
Yes, I still do aura readings. So I'm going to do aura readings as part of that intuitive retreat. So I'm going to do a reading at the beginning of the retreat and a reading at the end of the retreat to see how your aura has changed through the weekend and going through the intuitive
Hmm.
thing that we're doing. So
So what all goes into a aura reading? Because I've never had one. I've just had a regular psychic reading.
Um, so I like focus and concentrate on your energy, your aura. I get colors back, and now I'm painting them. Do a watercolor painting of the aura so that you can see what I'm seeing, and then I explain what the colors mean for you. Each person has kind of like a different flavor of color, and so kind of go through and explain all that, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay. Don't mind me, guys. I'm just playing with the questions a little bit, so I got more left here.
I've answered those.
I got a mess of questions on the side here, so I'm just kind of going off the cuff here of my head here. So, but this is a very interesting how things have come with the place and the hauntings and the aura readings that you do and the events. It's just a massive place that I everybody needs to get to. Just everybody needs to get to because once you get there, you're gonna get hooked and you want to keep coming back 2, 3 times a year if it's in your driving, length of time and
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure. I mean, come to my events. I mean, I would love to absolutely love to see you at my events. I mean, I've got definitely stuff that you can go to between ghost tours
mhm.
and that sort of stuff, but you can also rent it for investigations for your own investigation. You don't have to put up with me.
Now you also have, locations for people to stay at?
Yeah, I do. So I have on the same piece of property that Cambria is, I have a cabin that sits on the Mississippi River. It sits lower than the house, same piece of property, different road that you access that one.
Mhm.
So that one is called my mermaid cabin. I've had that available for several years. I have another one at the edge of the hayfield. I'm hoping that'll be ready at the end of the summer. Um, uh, this summer, not hopefully not the end, but
Yeah,
that one's the field cabin. So that one's all should be ready.
okay.
Then I bought a house in town last fall, and I have two here in town. So the Mulholland Garden apartment and Ferry Bower. Yeah, so
Very
yeah,
nice, very
yeah,
nice.
Mulholland Garden is fully ready to rumble, and I'm working on the Ferry Bower one. So fun
There you
times.
go. So the Canadian Fried prices of the permits and stuff online on your web
Oh yeah,
page?
it's all on Airbnb. So yeah, if you look for um, those names, Mermaid Cabin, Mulholland Garden, or Fairy Bower, Nauvoo, um, you'll find them on Airbnb. So
Awesome, awesome. And then I believe the number to contact you is on that website as well, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Otherwise, she's got Messenger, she's got
Yeah, I
Instagram.
mean, if you find me on any of the Cambria things, you can definitely message me for the overnight rentals. Yeah, but all the booking is really done through Airbnb. Like I can take some bookings, but it's really easier for you to see this calendar and the schedule when you
Right.
book it through Airbnb.
All right. Hope you enjoy this episode of Rebecca Williamson and the Cambridge House and Farm, part two. And like I said, get out there, have some fun, get some weddings going on out there. You won't regret it. Promise, you won't regret it. So, with that, myself, Darren, and for Rebecca, we bid you adieu. And you have been watching the Paranormal Brew Network. So long, everybody.
Thanks.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Thanks for watching today's video. Please subscribe and tap that bell for more notifications. See you on the next video.